All right.
Okay, good evening, ladies and germs. Tonight for dinner, I'm going to make my baby chicken rigatoni with California-style vegetables. I've started boiling my rigatoni pasta. You can use regular store brand rigatoni. I use the Great Value. That's the Walmart brand. This is the cheaper brand. You don't have to use the expensive one. This one's just fine. You boil this you boil the water. You add your pasta. You return it to a boil, and then you set your timer for 12 minutes. So we have 5 minutes left. There's going to be just enough time for me to finish this meal. So it's going to look like a 5-minute meal, but really it's a 10 to 12 minute meal. Let's take a look at our ingredients. I have seasoning oil. I like to use seasoning oil instead of seasoning salt, because this has less sodium per teaspoon. And you know I'm always conscious on sodium. I have garlic salt. We're going to overlook that one. I didn't buy fresh garlic today when I was at Walmart, so we're going to have to go with the garlic salt. Lemon pepper and Italian seasoning for color. I also have tomato pesto. These are sun-dried tomatoes, very sweet. And I have stewed tomatoes. Those are sweet too. I'm gonna use Fiesta Blend cheese. This has Monterey Jack, cheddar, and it has queso quesadilla, if I'm pronouncing it right. And it also has asadero cheese. I don't even know what that means, but I like it. Okay, I'm also going to use a little feta cheese in mine. I would like to use spinach, but I don't know if I thawed any spinach out. So we'll skip the spinach. But it just gives it a little color. The red and the green look so good. Now, first of all, you have to lubricate your measuring glass. I'm going to use Arbor Mist Raspberry. Now this works good for lubricating the cup, and it also works good for lubricating the cook. I'll demonstrate. Okay. Let's see if this is lubricated enough. Yeah, that's lubricated just enough. All right, now, you start out by washing your hands. Got me a napkin to dry it. Okay. You have to leave the soap on your hand for 60 seconds. This is to kill all bacteria. There is no such thing as antibacterial soap. All soap is antibacterial. But you have to properly use it. Keep it on your hands for 60 seconds and be sure to get under the fingernails. Okay. For time-lapse purposes, the lubrication is starting to kick in. We're going to go ahead and skip to the last 30 seconds. All right. Now, did I tell you about the pasta? I don't remember. You boil this stuff. Yeah, I did tell you. I remember now, because I said by the time the pasta gets through in about 1 minute, everything else should be finished. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, one of the ingredients. John Soul's Food. Yeah, this is grilled chicken. I got this at Walmart. $2.50, give or take. Which is more than my dollar budget, but they didn't have chicken for $1.
Imagine that.
Okay. Pasta's ready. So I'll go ahead and drain the, well, first of all, you have to taste the pasta to see if it's tender. Okay. Al dente is fine. Al dente. You can Google that if you don't know what al dente means. About 2 more minutes, and it'll be perfect. Add a little seasoning salt to the water. That is a half a teaspoon of seasoning salt. You don't believe me? Let me show you. This is a teaspoon. This is how much I put in there. This is a half a teaspoon. Next time I say half a teaspoon, believe me, I'm good with my measuring. I measure just by eyeballing it. I don't know how I learned to measure powder by eyeballing it. It just comes naturally, I guess. Okay. Now, back to the prep. Zoom in on this chicken. Now this is quality chicken right here. We want to make about 1-inch pieces. Just to be fair. See the grill marks?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want anybody to get more chicken than anyone else. You don't want anyone to get more chicken than anyone else, because they tend to fight over proteins. I think it's a natural human thing. I was going to actually tell some jokes while I cook. First joke. What do you say to a person with 2 black eyes?
What do you say?
Nothing. They've been told twice. Okay, that's the chicken part. Okay, so now I'm going to drain my vegetables. I'm not even going to taste them. I know they're ready. Turn my fire off. Put my colander in the garbage disposal side of the sink. Pour this stuff away from you, like this direction. Hey, some of it's stuck. They say I have a magnetic personality. Oh, that means I have time for another joke. Okay, so this guy's at a bar, and he's over in Mexico. And you know, they're, I guess it's siesta time or whatever. So they're just laid back, lazy. And there's this guy just laying on the ground there. So he goes to this guy walks up to the guy laying on the ground and says, "Excuse me, sir, can you tell me what time it is?" So this guy, there's a bull standing by the guy. So the guy grabs the bull by the oysters, and he kind of squeezes it in his hand a little bit, and he say, "Oh, it's 125." So the guy waits a little while longer. He comes back. He was amazed. So he asked him again, "What time is it?" So the guy does the same thing. He grabs the bull by the oysters, fondles them around a little bit, and says, It's 2:30. At that point, the guy is so amazed that he goes, "Excuse me, how can you tell the time by filling cow nuts?" The guy tells him, "It's simple. Come here, let me show you." So the guy bends down, and the guy takes the oysters in his hand again, and he lifts them up. He lifts the oysters up, and he goes, "You see that clock over there? Okay. Y'all will get that in the morning." So I got my vegetables in there. Those are frozen vegetables. Put a little more heat. Yeah, I have my heat on an electric stove. That's 2. 2 is going to be considered low. I'm going to go ahead and add my stewed tomatoes. These things were 48 cents. You could get 2 of them for less than $1. You know I'm loving it. You know I'm loving it. Okay. So you put all of that in there, juice and everything. Okay. Every drop.
Everything.
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 Then you take your tomato pesto. Sometimes these things don't open. So you hit them at the bottom till the little thing in the middle pops up, and that'll help them open. Okay. So I'm going to add, I'm going to eyeball it. Okay, that's 1 heaping teaspoon. 2 heaping teaspoons. And yeah, this stuff is really sweet. 3 heaping teaspoons. That reminds me, I got time for another joke. There's this farmer, and he has a favorite rooster. Brewster Rooster. But Brewster Rooster is a sex addict. I mean, he's having sex with all the animals, you know. He likes cows and sheep. He don't care too much for chickens, but he'll mess with them, you know. He likes variety. So every morning when the farmer gets up, he always catches Brewster in the middle of playing with one of the animals. So he tells him, he say, "Brewster, Rooster, you have to slow down, man. You're going to kill yourself one of these days." Brewster said, "Oh, man, I got it under control. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I've been doing this for years." Okay, so we're going to add our chicken. So he wakes up the next morning. He has him one of them old cows, and he's going to town on the cow. "Brewster, Rooster, you got to slow down. You're going to kill yourself one day." "Oh, don't worry about it." Wakes up the next morning. Got him a horse. A mare, as a matter of fact. And he's really giving her the business, you know. And, you know how they do. So they go, "Brewster, Rooster, you got to slow down. You're going to kill yourself one of these days." The third morning, farmer gets up. He's wondering who Brewster's going to be messing with this morning. Brewster's on the top of the hill. Face up. Dead as a doorknob. Farmer cries, "Oh, Brewster, Rooster, I told you you're going to kill yourself. You need to slow down. I warned you. Brewster Rooster stood up. "Shh. Be quiet. I'm trying to get one of them buzzards up there." Y'all will get that in the morning. Okay, so I'm going to go for a little bit more seasoning salt. And this is how I like to measure my seasoning. By hand. That way I know exactly how much I'm putting in there. So we're going to go with that much. That's going to be 3/4 a teaspoon. Move that around a little bit. And then you can do that, like professional, you know. Then we're going to go with the seasoning salt. This is garlic salt. I want that garlic taste in there, so I'm going to go the whole full teaspoon. I ain't gonna mess around with them 2/3 this time. All right, so this is a teaspoon of garlic salt. Should I demonstrate, or do you believe me? Oh, you believe me, I know. I got your attention now. Let me get that there. Now, everybody doesn't cook in a soup, but me, I'm special like that.
I was just getting ready to ask you, do you recommend people cooking in the soup? Isn't that flammable?
We're gonna go. Oh no, this is an electric stove. There's no flames. We're gonna go with lemon pepper. We'll go with 1.5 teaspoons. Trust me, that's more than a teaspoon. I like my pepper. Okay, so the last seasoning is Italian seasoning. And let's see here. Last napkin. Okay. Do I have a bowl to put this in? A wooden bowl to put this in?
Hold on just a second.
For presentation. No? Yes.
No wooden bowl.
No wooden bowl, okay. So I guess you just have to look at it here in the pot. How does that look?
Looks good.
Okay. Now, the final step. Feta cheese. Do I have time for another joke?
Mm-hmm.
You know what really burns me up? You know what really just heats my bun to sizzling?
What is that?
A candle. Turn it around. Turn it around this way. A candle about this high. Y'all will get that in the morning. It'll come to you. All right, so there's the feta cheese. And we're going to do this Fiesta blend. Just sprinkle that on there liberally. Yeah, like that. And then the Italian seasoning. Just shake it on there. This has a little small spout, so I'm not worried about too much going on there. Give it a stir. Get that cheese good and melted. And lastly, a little bit more Italian seasoning. I like my seasoning. Because, you know, it's such a small hole. All right. Pause.